Good evening, everybody. I'm here to talk to you about memory. What is memory? Do you imagine your memories stored in your brain like a hard drive, each memory neatly filed and systematically stored in its place? Or do you envision a diffused cloud with words jumbled all over the place and ideas jumping up when called upon and then fading away into the mist? Science has yet to really understand how memories work. But what we do know is that having a large working memory across a diverse universe of knowledge is the key to being creative. I think this is what Steve Jobs meant when he said Bill Gates would have been a broader guy, would he have dropped acid once or gone off to an ashram? Who knows? So, in my search to boost my knowledge, I wanted to learn how to build a better memory. I wanted to do it fast, I wanted to do it big, and I really, really wanted the knowledge to stick. Before the iPhone, even before Gutenberg's printing press, humanity relied almost exclusively on its memories. Great works like the Iliad and the Odyssey were passed down from one storyteller to the next. People carried their entire libraries in their heads. Take a moment and imagine that, because let's be honest, the world we live in today, we can barely remember our best friend's phone numbers by heart. Our forefathers, on the other hand, they did search for techniques to strengthen their memories. One technique, actually my favorite, was invented by this guy. His name was Simonides of Scio. He was a poet who lived in ancient Greece, 500 BC. His technique, it tapped into our natural ability to recall physical places, these very, very physical places, much more easily than abstract ideas. So, you ask, how does it work? Well, you choose a place, or you can invent an imaginary one. I like to call these buildings palaces. Get to know this palace like the back of your hand. And then you fill it with objects that will trigger a memory as you move through it. This technique has worked successfully for over 2,500 years and has been employed by everyone from the epic orator Cicero to the creative French mathematician René Descartes, even the philosophizing Dominican friar known as Thomas Aquinas. A contemporary example, 2006 US memory champion Joshua Foer uses technique. Now, as good as this technique is, I'm not gonna lie, it is very hard. You have to dream up a palace. You then have to read, research, annotate, and take notes on all of the information that you want to learn. You then have to populate this palace with that information. And then, only then, do you move through it to impress it in your mind. I needed to make it easier, and I think I found a way. We call it Mymemoree. Those of you familiar with Second Life and World of Warcraft will know what I mean. Thanks to technology, we can now take an outdated, ancient idea and bring it to the internet era. Instead of having to build our palaces alone, room by room, we can now share our palaces with one another. You want to learn about Greek history? Wander over to an Athenian palace built by an expert on the subject. Inside, you will find a carefully curated experience which will make assimilating this body of knowledge quick, easy, fun, and memorable. Have your own objects to add? Go ahead. Our palaces are made to grow as each person adds his or her own unique contribution. Ultimately, my goal is to put life back into learning. And with your help, we're going to bring these palaces to life. Thank you.